It's been 8 years since Marcia Williams spoke with her son Terrance. 8 years his 4 children have been without a father. And though the oldest 2 are teenagers now, they don't speculate about what happened to Terrance.
The truth was told to them in the beginning.
What is that?
That he was last seen with the deputy.
It was a red flag. He lied to his friend about a simple thing as a contact with a gentleman with a vehicle inside a location. He said that the car was abandoned, and we all know that's not true.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. It's Lavender here, and today I'm back with another true crime case. Today I want to talk about the true crime case of, is this police officer a serial killer? Suspicious disappearances of Terrance Williams and Felipe Santos. So this case, true crime case, has been featured in a number of TV and media, multiple news sources, but it is also featured in a documentary on Investigation Discovery, on the documentary called Disappeared, the show, and the episode name is Crime and Punishment. So today I want to talk about a true crime case that has been weighing heavily on my mind. This is one of the most sketchy-ass true crime cases I've ever watched and witnessed. So I first knew about this case by watching a documentary on Investigation Discovery, that documentary. And first of all, before we start this case, we all know, police officers are shady. Police officers only serve the ruling class. There is a well-documented case in the United States of police brutality, police serial killers, police on like steroids, and police domestic violence cases, in the United States. The Golden State Killer himself was an evil police officer. So we can't trust police officers. There is no good police officer in the United States. So that's the truth. So Terrance Williams, onto the story, Terrance Williams and Felipe Santos went missing in 2004 and 2003 respectively under very similar circumstances for driving without a license. Terrance Williams went missing in Naples, Florida. Terrance decided to leave a party, but he had no driver's license, so he decided to drive to the party illegally after being unable to find another ride. Someone became concerned that knew him when Williams did not return home and contacted his family. The Williams family called the police and filed a missing persons report. Shortly afterwards, Williams' aunt was able to track down his Cadillac car, which had been towed and removed from Naples Memorial Cemetery after obstructing traffic. The tow report was signed by Deputy Steve Kankins, a police officer in the area. The family contacted the sheriff's department and discovered that the police officer had neither filed a police report or arrested these victims. So that was already a sketchy, situation. Marissa contacted workers at the cemetery who worked at the cemetery who told her that they witnessed the police officer pull Williams over and ask him for ID, identification, driver's license, which he did not have because he did not have a driver's license. Employees stated that the police officer patted Williams down and put him in the back of his police patrol car, before driving off with the victim, Williams. The police officer then asked the cemetery employees if he could leave the Cadillac in the lot. That's what the victim did. The police officer was witnessed after this returning to the cemetery between 15 minutes and an hour later and moving the Cadillac from a parking spot to the side of the road. The car keys were later found on the ground beside the car. Upon being contacted by dispatch, the police officer claimed to have no recollection of making any arrests in the area or having any cars towed on the day of Williams' disappearance. That's sketchy. Steven came up with this wild fake-ass story that, allegedly fake-ass story, because we don't know if he did this. Everything in this video is allegedly, by the way. However, further investigation revealed that the phone and surveillance records did not back up the sketchy-ass police officer's story. There was no sign of Williams on the surveillance camera footage from the Circle K, the store, and the phone records from Stephen, the police officer's cell phone showed no call to the Circle K. Circle K employees were interviewed, and no witnesses could be found to place the police officer or the victim there. At this point, Marcia filed a complaint against the shady, sketchy-ass police officer. A new lead in the case was when they found another victim that was with the same police officer. You know, about another man who had vanished in a similar fashion in the same way that Williams has vanished. He was a Mexican immigrant called Felipe Santos, and he had gone missing 3 months prior to the situation with Williams. Terrance Williams, 27, and both of them, Felipe Santos, 24, were taken away in a squad car by the same police officer, and they were never seen again between January 2004 and October 2003, respectively, but never booked into jail. This is suspicious. Detectives looked into their disappearances. Stephen, the police officer, claims that he dropped both of them off at a convenience store, and the witnesses said that that wasn't true. The camera doesn't lie. And the police officer was also heard on the phone using racist, inappropriate language during a phone call describing the car that I think Williams was driving as a homey Cadillac. The police officer defended his statements to the operator, telling investigators he was just joking around with a friend on the phone. The police officer, Stephen, was later and subsequently fired from the police department for providing conflicting information about both missing persons cases and for not actually cooperating within the investigation. Up to date, I don't think he's ever been arrested. I think this is still ongoing. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you in the next video.